What I'm about to tell you has never been made public. For 30 years, I worked inside America's intelligence fabric, long enough to know how it is supposed to keep us safe, and long enough to know how fragile that promise can be. In my final case, I uncovered a pattern so corrosive it still wakes me in the night. This is the story of the Federal Department of Intelligence, the FDI, its mission, its methods, and how that mission was subverted from within. The FDI operates from a fortified headquarters in Washington state, a complex of secured perimeters and classified corridors. Its mandate sounds simple: protect United States citizens across multiple states by coordinating intelligence, investigations, and interventions. In practice, that mission depends on a network of specialized departments, an information and communications technology division that manages secure systems, an elite operator program of analysts who coordinate field assets, field agents who work in neighborhoods and on the ground, and supervisors who manage both operations and people. What set the FDI apart was the operator model: skilled analysts sitting at consoles processing raw data, predicting movement, and guiding field agents through delicate operations. Operators are the brains that synchronize field action with intelligence, turning cold leads into arrests or rescues. Supervisors like Level 8 personnel oversee these operators, balancing strategy, ethics, and bureaucratic demands. In public, the agency is a quiet machinery of protection. Behind closed doors, we are only human, capable of brilliance and of mistakes. This account draws on classified files, recovered surveillance, testimony from those who survived, and the fragmentary records left by those who did not. It will show how the FDI's greatest strength, interconnected intelligence, was turned into a weapon against the very citizens it was meant to defend. It will also show what happened to the people who tried to stop it: field agents, operators, supervisors. Their names matter. Their sacrifices matter. This is their story. At the center of the unfolding betrayal was Level 8 supervisor Xavier Skinner. In the agency, he was known as a strategist's strategist, a man who treated ethics like a discipline and rare quiet competence like a virtue. He supervised the operator program with a steady hand, overseeing analysts such as Evan Tanner with an unforced combination of confidence and care. Skinner's office was Spartan but orderly, a conference table crowded with maps and annotated case packets, an old coffee mug with a hairline crack he never replaced, and a corkboard full of links that read like a puzzle. He had a habit of walking the table with a pen tucked behind his ear, pausing to ask a single clarifying question that would cut through noise and reveal the next step. Colleagues described him as incorruptible, not because he was inflexible, but because he believed rules were safeguards, not inconveniences. His mentorship of operator Evan Tanner illustrated his leadership. Skinner trusted Tanner's analytical instincts while insisting on procedural rigor. He pushed Tanner to document decisions, to consider collateral consequences, and to think 2 moves ahead. In one remembered briefing, Skinner insisted they rerun a timeline because of a single inconsistent timestamp. That attention to small inconsistencies would later prove vital. Skinner cared about personnel as much as mission success. He checked in on junior operators, made sure field agents received debriefs, and argued for investigators who needed time and resources. That attention made him a target. His rigor threatened those who relied on blurred lines and hidden channels. Barely anyone imagined that a man who lived in transparency would be struck down for it. But steadfastness can make an enemy out of anyone who profits from secrecy. The first visible fracture in the larger pattern appeared in 2 homicides investigated by field agent Alexandria Pendle. The scene that started it all was the Sanctuary, a dimly lit bar that catered to late-shift workers and local academics. Dr. Henry Jenkins, a respectable research scientist, was found dead at about 2 a.m. The room smelled of spilled beer and burnt tobacco. The body was moved enough to suggest a struggle, yet there were no obvious signs of robbery. At first glance, it read like a bar fight gone deadly. Pendle worked methodically. She cataloged witness statements, patrons slurred, frightened, some refusing to speak, and pressed the failed CCTV as a critical missing element. The Sanctuary's cameras had recorded a gap that night. The system log showed a dropout. Jenkins, on paper, had no enemies, no debt, no notable turmoil. career largely defined by late nights at the lab and a small circle of colleagues. He was, by all accounts, an unlikely target for lethal violence. 2 days later, Ray Wells turned up dead in a downtown parking garage. Wells was the sort of man whose name circulated in police bulletins. Petty crimes, brawls, a past laced with grudges. He was not a figure you would expect to find linked to a mild-mannered scientist. But forensic results changed the narrative. Trace evidence and forensics connected Wells to Jenkins. Fibers, positioning of wounds, and a fragment of DNA consistent with a scuffle at the sanctuary. The forensics lab reported that Wells had killed Dr. Jenkins. That revelation deepened the mystery rather than resolving it. If Wells killed Jenkins, someone killed Wells. The question shifted from motive to coverage. Who stood to benefit from both murders and from burying the critical moments on camera? Pendle's instincts told her there was more than coincidence at work. Her investigation was about to collide with an intelligence network that, at its worst, could mask both killer and motive. The parking garage where Wells died had full coverage. Cameras across lanes, overhead fixtures, timestamps synchronized to city time. Yet when Pendle requested the footage, 5 critical minutes were missing, the moment Wells was killed. The deletion was surgical, not a random dropout. File fragments, corrupted headers. That kind of manipulation suggested deliberate erasure. Operator Evan Tanner entered the picture as the bridge between on-the-ground work and digital leads. From his console in headquarters, he traced communications and compiled data for Pendle. He provided Alexandria with an address in Boontown and urged her to check it the night after Wells was killed. It was an odd order. The address wasn't on any active file and didn't fit the usual leads, which raised hard questions in Pendle's mind. Why send an agent into a rural town the night after a linked homicide? Tanner's tone over the secure line was steady, insistently convinced they needed to move fast. The missing footage would not stay missing. A hacker known only as Hall contacted Tanner with a recovered copy. Hall's restoration filled the gap and showed a killer who moved with training and intent. The camera revealed a person who approached Wells with a combatant's efficiency and left without hesitation. The way the killer managed their presence on camera hinted at knowledge of surveillance systems, an awareness of blind spots, and perhaps an unnerving confidence that even erased minutes could be made to vanish. Pendle watched the frames and felt, for the first time, the shape of something larger. This was not a single crime. It was a controlled operation. While Pendle followed leads in the city, Agent Barry Walker was in Nevada's dry field investigating a different mystery. Connie Moore had disappeared and then returned with a story that fit no tidy profile. Moore claimed time away she could not explicitly place, and she provided photographs she said were taken during her absence. Walker, a deliberate investigator with an eye for technical detail, verified metadata and noticed one oddity. A photograph's timestamp didn't match the camera's internal clock or the date Moore insisted she had taken it. Tanner, coordinating across cases, directed Walker toward the geographic coordinates embedded in Moore's photo. The site was a remote stretch of desert marked by heat scrub and low hills, a place where few people passed. At first glance, it was barren, the kind of American landscape that erases footprints quickly. But Walker, methodical and patient, noticed an odd arrangement. Field stones set in an ordered pattern, not natural scatter. Protocol required careful processing. Photograph the stones, grid the area, search under each marker. Beneath those stones, Walker found a series of graves. What was at first an isolated missing person report began to look like evidence of something systematic and far older than any single disappearance. The burials were not recent, hastily dug graves. In the desert's arid climate, remains were preserved in ways that allowed forensic teams to determine approximate timeframes. Walker cataloged bodies under roughly 100 markers. Each marker had been placed with a grim consistency. Spacing and orientation suggested an organized effort. When Walker cross-checked FDI missing persons reports and state records, he began to match names to remains. The list grew. dozens of matches, then scores. Eventually, investigators accounted for approximately 122 missing or dead linked to the site. The implications were enormous. This was not a serial killer working alone. The scale and methods suggested logistics, resources, and time. There had to be infrastructure, transport, secure places to hold victims, and people who could move without inquiry. Someone had been concealing death on a systemic level, and the desert burial ground was both archive and signal. Connie Moore's partial memories shed light on how victims were controlled. Substances used to erase timelines, cells of captivity, and a process of release that sometimes allowed survivors to return with patched memories. Moore's recollection of other prisoners, of executions, and of seeing faces of men who managed lists of names convinced Walker that this operation targeted people across state lines. The desert graves were also a message, a counting of bodies that demonstrated capability, a warning that the orchestrator could dispose of people with impunity. Confirming identities was painstaking: dental records, DNA cross-referencing, and interviews with families. Each confirmation shifted the investigation from a local anomaly to a national emergency. As the count climbed toward 122, the FDI realized it faced a network that operated across jurisdictions and relied on knowledge to choose targets. Whoever coordinated it had access to information, addresses, movements, vulnerabilities, knowledge that suggested internal compromise. Running like a thin silver thread through all these cases was a ghost: Hall, an anonymous digital operator capable of recovering deleted footage, decrypting protected logs, and tracing financial and travel records. Hall's skill set was exceptional, far beyond a curious amateur. They pulled deleted parking garage frames, reconstructed truncated logs, and provided Tanner with transactional trails that led to unexpected phone numbers and shell entities. Their methods raised immediate ethical and operational questions. An outside actor breaching FDI-protected systems could either be a whistleblower with impeccable motives or a manipulator. Hall's packets included recovered CCTV, communications between low-level operatives, and bank transfers that tied otherwise disparate purchases into a coherent trail. Tanner and Skinner debated the reliability of such evidence. Internal protocol frowned upon using illegally obtained material, but the alternative, allowing manipulation to continue unchallenged, felt worse. Hall did more than restore files. They connected Tanner to Agent Catherine Andrews, flagged patterns in fire reports, and mapped coincident FDI operations against subsequent arson and homicide locations. The material Hall provided painted a picture of systematic exploitation. Someone inside the FDI was exposing addresses and operational details to outside actors, who then used that intelligence to commit murder and arson. Despite these contributions, the presence of Hall introduced ambiguity. Were they a conscience within the net, exposing corruption? Or a controlled leak meant to shape investigative attention? Tanner operated in that gray, relying on Hall to follow leads he could not otherwise reach. This partnership was dangerous and indispensable. It would ultimately speed discoveries that saved lives, and also accelerate the deaths of those who tried to follow the trail to its source. Agent Catherine Andrews' work started as a routine arson investigation, but quickly revealed patterns pointing to deliberate, coordinated attacks. Mia Cole's apartment was among the first fires Andrews examined in depth. The scene after the blaze suggested professional accelerant use, burn patterns that moved faster than ordinary fires, multiple points of origin indicating deliberate ignition, and residues that suggested an accelerant. Andrews sent samples to a forensic chemistry lab. The reports were unequivocal: gasoline residue in ash samples, evidence not of accident, but of intentional arson. The case gained urgency when she learned Mia's husband, Sasha Cole, had been missing the day before the fire, a disappearance that preceded destruction by hours. Andrews began mapping fires across the region and then across state lines, plotting a timeline that unnervingly overlapped with FDI operations. Her investigation revealed a pattern. Properties were targeted shortly after the FDI conducted interviews or operations nearby. Apartment buildings, small commercial venues, and even a biological research facility had been destroyed. At first, the targets seemed random. Then the pattern emerged. In multiple instances, the victims or physical evidence that could expose certain activities had been eliminated in the flames. Andrews faced institutional friction. Requesting cross-agency databases and privileged access to restricted logs raised alarms. Nonetheless, she pursued chemical traces, vendor invoices for accelerants, and surveillance to place arsonists at scenes. Her persistence paid off. She identified correlations too specific to dismiss. Someone with access to FDI intelligence was using those details, addresses and schedules, to pick targets and time attacks. The stakes rose when Andrews linked the timing of attacks to specific FDI probes. Each fire appeared aimed at erasing traces that could unite the threads of an operation. Her methodical mapping, a wall full of dates, coordinates, and FDI case numbers, made an ugly hypothesis unavoidable. The source of the leaks was inside the agency.
The biological research facility fire crystallized Andrews' fears. The lab housed sensitive projects and researchers whose work would have attracted scrutiny had details leaked. Dr. Henry Jenkins, mortally injured weeks earlier at the sanctuary, had been scheduled to consult at that facility. Jenkins' pending visit connected his death to a much wider effort to erase evidence. Andrews compiled timelines showing that Jenkins had been in contact with colleagues researching a specialized project. The scheduled lab visit would have exposed anomalies. The arson removed not only buildings, but expertise and documentation. When Andrews began layering incident reports, FDI operational logs, and travel records, she found a repeated sequence. An FDI inquiry, a leak of schedule information, then an arson or murder designed to remove the people or documents best positioned to reveal truth. The logical next step was access to server logs, audit trails, and internal communications. Andrews made a choice she knew carried personal risk. She accessed a restricted server room to trace provenance on flagged communications and to download records that standard channels were either too slow to provide or being obstructed from providing. She did so because time was a factor. More fires and more deaths could follow the longer the leak persisted. Her entry into that secure environment would cost her freedom. She was arrested on espionage charges, convicted, and sentenced to life. But inside that server room, Andrews uncovered crucial files, authenticated access histories that traced sensitive disclosures back to a familiar name at the highest levels of FDI. What she extracted implicated the agency's director. Her sacrifice forced the evidence into the light. Piece by piece, the evidence formed a pattern implicating Director Michael Trench. In his role, he had near total visibility into operations, the ability to classify material, and the authority to route or obscure investigative inquiries. The digital trails Andrews recovered showed his credentials accessing case files and then routing address data outward in ways inconsistent with policy. Trench had everything an opportunist would need: institutional cover, professional respect, and daily visibility into threats to his agenda. Dr. Jenkins had uncovered anomalies related to sensitive research. Ray Wells, it appears, had been working as an informant, gathering specifics that would have revealed transactional links between properties and actors. Each time a potential exposure approached, a controlled clearance was followed by a fatal incident or a fire. The enforcer operating in the field was a different mystery. Investigative threads suggested a professional killer with no official record inside FDI databases, an identity erased or never entered. Documentation hinted at a man sometimes referenced as Jeff Skinner, a figure with familial echoes that rattled investigators because of the name's similarity to Xavier Skinner. Records were heavily redacted where this enforcer appeared, as if someone had scrubbed file indices to keep any trace from surfacing. The result, a professional who could move in plain sight without leaving an official footprint. Trench's motive remains subject to conjecture. Power, influence, and protection of undisclosed interests are the likely drivers. He manipulated data flows and used agency authority to silence threats. The scope of fires, murders, and the desert burials pointed to an architect with both reach and ruthlessness.
The network mapped onto years of decisions that repurposed protective intelligence into targeting intelligence.
The human cost of that repurposing was terrible. A news broadcast building, preparing an expose on unexplained patterns, was among the final targets. When the building burned, 21 people perished. Journalists, producers, and support staff who might have connected the dots publicly. It was chilling evidence of how far the conspiracy had reached. Media, labs, neighborhoods, and individuals who had the temerity to investigate. Evan Tanner, Xavier Skinner, and Barry Walker had each completed separate lines of inquiry that intersected at Trench. Each had pieced together elements that, when combined, exposed the scheme. But each was removed. Tanner's console went dark. Skinner's steady presence was silenced. Walker was taken while trying to secure on-scene evidence. The killings were precise, targeted, and designed to look like tragic but explainable incidents. In reality, they were eliminations calibrated to protect a network. Catherine Andrews survived, but at a devastating price. Her conviction for espionage was an institutional blow, a demonstration of how the machinery of justice could be turned against those who tried to expose corruption when the head of that machinery was compromised. Her imprisonment, however, was not the end of the story. The files she secured contained the smoking gun. Entries tying director Michael Trench to the dissemination of addresses and operational details that preceded arson and murder. The paradox remains bitter. Andrews' life sentence spared her a likely death at the hands of the same forces that killed her colleagues. Her conscience and her actions saved future lives by unmasking the director, even while the system punished her for the method she chose. When the conspiracy collapsed into public view, the shock rippled through the intelligence community and beyond. An agency designed to defend citizens had been compromised from the top. Oversight failures, internal corruption, and the engineering of plausible deniability allowed Director Michael Trench to weaponize FDI capabilities for years. Investigations revealed that safeguards had been circumvented, audit trails altered, access logs falsified, and internal units co-opted to shield illicit flows. The reforms that followed were both immediate and long-term. Enhanced audit mechanisms, mandatory cross-checks for classified access, third-party oversight on certain categories of data, and new protections for whistleblowers. A new FDI operations center was established with transparency measures visible to oversight panels and with technical controls designed to remove single points of power. The Nevada burial ground became a memorial. Rows of markers now stand where the stones once marked anonymous graves. 122 names inscribed, each one a life accounted for and remembered. In quiet ceremonies, families and investigators acknowledge the cost of truth. The names Evan Tanner, Xavier Skinner, and Barry Walker are honored. Their records reopened in the light of what Andrews exposed. And then there is Hall. The hacker who pulled files from the dark helped connect disparate evidence, but Hall's identity remains unresolved. Were they a moral actor forcing truth into view, or a manipulative presence steering inquiries for reasons still unknown? Their actions contributed materially to the discovery of Trench's role. Their fate, whether they vanished into the ether or remain in shadow, is one of the many loose ends demanding attention. We cannot pretend the reforms erase the past. They are cold comfort for families and colleagues who buried loved ones, and for those who were punished or silenced for trying to do what was right. The case demonstrates how institutional power can corrupt, and how courage, sometimes reckless, sometimes sacrificial, can reclaim truth. The Federal Department of Intelligence continues to operate, but under stricter guard and with renewed scrutiny. The lessons from this conspiracy have been applied where possible, though some reforms remain classified for national security reasons. The essential truth, and the reason this story matters, is this: the price of freedom is eternal vigilance, not only against outside threats, but against the rot that can take root inside institutions we trust. This is the story of men and women who followed clues, questioned authority, and paid the highest price. It is also a warning. When authority is unchecked, systems designed to protect can become instruments of destruction. The names you have heard are more than characters in a file.
They were people who chose duty over ease. Remember them. Let their sacrifices remind us of the fragility of institutional trust and the necessity of accountability. If there is a final lesson, it is simple and unforgiving. Systems do not defend themselves. They require people willing to look, to ask, and to hold one another accountable, even when it costs everything.
Hello?
Good morning, and welcome to the FDI, Woods. You will be referred to as Operator Woods, and I am your new supervisor, Supervisor Skinner. I will be helping to monitor your FDI computer screen and progress in the background. Now, let's give you a rundown as to how the operator program works. Firstly, a field agent, henceforth abbreviated as agent, who is in need of help will call the operator line. Next, they will be put through to the secretary, who will verify the agent's or help the agent's identity and precise technical request as well as geographic location. After this, if the agent's identity can be clarified and verified, the call will be forwarded to a supervisor. In this case, I, Skinner, will use the example of myself so that the supervisor may dispatch the call to an appropriate or available operator. Then, it will be Operator Woods' job to help the agent with the technical request at hand.
Are there any other relevant personnel and all superiors working at the FBI that I need to know about?
Technical requests may involve audio analysis, video analysis, fact-checking, laboratory work, evidence cooperation, and many other things associated with the fields of investigation. Also, the director of Operator Woods and I is Director Michael Trench, the head of IT if needed, is Rodney Henderson, and other relevant departments include, but all of course not limited to, the Cybersecurity Department, the IT Department, the Evidence Team Department, and many others, such as the Toxicology Department. After these explanations, Supervisor Xavier Skinner wishes Operator Woods a good first day, Julie.
Xavier Skinner was a name spoken with respect within the Federal Directorate of Intelligence. He had dedicated decades of his life to its service. His calm demeanor was legendary, especially under extreme pressure, a trait honed by years of navigating complex, dangerous situations. Skinner was not a man for grandstanding. His office was Spartan, functional, reflecting his no-nonsense approach to the critical tasks at hand. He quietly oversaw some of the most sensitive operations the FDI conducted. Few outside a very small circle knew the true extent of his influence. He ensured things ran correctly, meticulously, because he knew the nation depended on individuals like him. His dedication to the mission was absolute, unwavering. The Federal Directorate of Intelligence, or FDI, stood as a vital agency in the nation's security apparatus. Its primary mission was clear protect national interests at home and abroad. The FDI operated globally, often in the deep shadows where conventional diplomacy could not reach. Its field agents faced constant evolving dangers in hostile environments. The FDI provided their essential lifeline, a sophisticated support system that was paramount to their survival and success. The agency's reach extended far beyond recognized borders, into territories where information was scarce and risks were high. It was a silent guardian, ever vigilant. Within the intricate structure of the FDI, the operator program was a linchpin. This program offered direct, immediate support to agents deployed across the globe. These agents might be deep undercover in hostile territory, gathering crucial intelligence, or they could be conducting sensitive surveillance on high-value targets. The operators back at headquarters were their unseen partners, their invisible shield. They provided vital information, coordinated necessary resources, and when required, orchestrated a way out of perilous situations. This program formed the very backbone of many successful, high-stakes missions undertaken by the FDI. It functioned ceaselessly, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, a constant watch. Imagine this central operations center, a place Skinner often monitored. Giant screens covered the walls, displaying an overwhelming torrent of data streams. Geospatial intelligence updated in precise real time, painting a dynamic picture of global events. One dominant central display showcased a detailed map of the solar system. Earth, a vibrant blue marble, was prominent. Mars appeared as a distant, intriguing red speck. The asteroid belts between Mars and Jupiter were meticulously detailed, alongside the orbits of various national and commercial space assets. This constant visual served as a stark reminder of the FDI's expanding operational scope. It underscored the immense stakes involved in their daily work. When an FDI field agent initiated a call for assistance, it signified a serious, often life-threatening situation. They utilized secure communication channels, specifically designed for such critical interactions. These channels were fortified with multiple layers of advanced encryption. They were engineered to be virtually impenetrable by any known adversary. The request itself was more than just a message, it was a lifeline. It was frequently transmitted under conditions of extreme duress, where every passing second could mean the difference between life and death for the operative. The system supporting these communications had to be flawless, robust, and utterly reliable. The agent in the field placed their complete trust in its efficacy. Upon establishing contact, the agent was required to provide essential, specific information. Their unique FDI call sign, a designation known only within secure circles, was always transmitted first. This was immediately followed by their current geographical coordinates, precise to within a few meters. A clear, concise statement of the problem or the nature of the emergency was then relayed. Was it direct enemy contact? Had critical equipment failed? Was there an urgent medical emergency requiring immediate attention? The exact nature of the threat was critical for an appropriate response. This initial data formed the crucial first report, and every detail, no matter how small, mattered immensely. The methods of communication available to agents were varied, tailored to different operational needs. Encrypted satellite phones provided reliable voice and data links from almost anywhere on the planet. Short-burst data transmissions, highly compressed and difficult to intercept, were another frequently used option for quick updates. In circumstances of extreme communication compromise, prearranged, seemingly innocuous coded phrases could be employed through less secure channels. These were fallback measures for dire situations. The ultimate goal was always secure, reliable contact with FDI support. FDI protocols meticulously covered a wide array of contingencies, ensuring agents had options. The technology underpinning these systems represented the cutting edge of secure communications, with redundancy built in at every level. The moment an agent's request was transmitted, the FDI acknowledged it almost instantly. An automated system logged the incoming transmission, timestamping it for accountability. Simultaneously, a human operator at a dedicated console was immediately alerted to the incoming priority contact. The clock started ticking the instant the request was logged into the system. Response times were not measured in minutes, but in seconds. The agent in the field received confirmation that their call was received and was being processed. This initial acknowledgement was profoundly crucial for the agent's morale. It confirmed they were not isolated, not alone. The complex gears of the FDI support network began to turn, rapidly and efficiently. The first human point of contact for an agent's urgent request was typically the FDI duty secretary. This title, however, was deceptively modest. These were not mere clerical staff. They were highly trained, experienced intelligence personnel. They continuously manned the sensitive communication consoles in the operations center. They worked in shifts, ensuring coverage 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. They acted as the initial critical filter for all incoming assistance requests. Maintaining composure under pressure was a fundamental job requirement. They understood implicitly the gravity and potential life-or-death implications of each incoming call. Their swift, accurate judgment was critical in the initial phase of any response. Identity verification was an immediate and paramount step in the protocol. The agent's transmitted call sign was rigorously checked against secure, constantly updated active rosters of deployed personnel. Sophisticated voice biometric analysis could be initiated in real time if the system flagged any anomalies. In certain situations, a series of pre-established personal security questions might be posed to the agent. These questions were unique to each operative, known only to them and the FDI's secure database. This multi-layered system ensured that the operator was indeed speaking to a genuine authorized FDI operative. There was absolutely no room for error or deception in this critical process. This step was executed with speed but also with meticulous thoroughness. Following successful identity verification, the next crucial stage was request validation. The duty secretary carefully assessed the details of the agent's reported situation. Was the request legitimate and credible? Did the nature of the assistance align with the agent's current mission parameters and rules of engagement? Was the reported threat level accurately conveyed, or did it seem exaggerated or understated? They meticulously cross-referenced the agent's report with information from other available intelligence assets. This could include satellite imagery, signals intelligence intercepts, or reports from other allied units in the vicinity. This validation ensured that FDI resources were not deployed needlessly, or worse, directed into a cleverly orchestrated trap. If an incoming request was deemed highly unusual, particularly complex, or if it required authorization levels beyond the duty secretary's purview, it was immediately escalated. The duty secretary was thoroughly trained in these escalation protocols. They knew precisely when and how to flag a situation for senior watch officers on duty. In cases of extreme urgency or sensitivity, a request could be routed directly to Xavier Skinner's personal attention, provided specific predefined criteria were met. This rapid escalation path was a vital component of the system's effectiveness. Complex, dynamic situations often demanded swift, decisive action from higher levels of command. The established chain of command was clear, practiced, and designed for speed. Xavier Skinner personally oversaw the entirety of the FDI operator program. He did not and could not micromanage every single call that came through the operations center. However, he maintained a constant informed awareness of the pulse of ongoing operations. He made it a point of personal discipline to review all critical incident reports on a daily basis. Each report detailed challenges faced and overcome, or valuable lessons learned from difficult circumstances. He ensured that all established protocols were strictly followed by the operators. His decades of field and command experience had directly shaped many of these vital procedures. He uniquely understood the field agent's perspective, their needs, and their vulnerabilities. His diligent oversight maintained the program's high integrity and effectiveness. He was, in many ways, the ultimate backstop. In high-stakes situations, Skinner monitored developments directly and intensely. He had a dedicated, secure terminal in his office, and another at his residence. These displays provided him with access to all priority communications and relevant data streams in real time. He could view live satellite imagery, listen to signals intelligence feeds, and even monitor an agent's vital biometrics if they were equipped with the necessary sensors. If a situation escalated beyond the capacity of standard protocols, or if a novel threat emerged, he could discreetly join secure communication channels. His intervention was rare, a testament to the program's efficiency, but when it occurred, it was invariably decisive. His calm, authoritative voice could stabilize a rapidly deteriorating operation, providing clarity and direction when it was most needed. FDI operators under Skinner's overarching guidance provided a diverse and comprehensive range of assistance to agents in the field. Real-time intelligence updates were one of the most common forms of support. Operators supplied crucial tactical information, enemy movements, or environmental conditions directly to agents. Logistical support was another key function. This included arranging emergency resupply, coordinating transportation through contested areas, or facilitating equipment drops. Extraction coordination for compromised agents or those in imminent danger was a high-priority, life-saving task. Furthermore, operators offered vital technical assistance such as guiding agents through complex equipment procedures or performing remote decryption of intercepted data. Finally, providing clear medical evacuation guidance and coordinating with specialized rescue assets frequently saved lives. These represented just a fraction of their extensive operational capabilities. This meticulously designed and rigorously enforced process was absolutely essential. It directly protected the nation's security interests by safeguarding its most valuable assets, its intelligence operatives. Every step in the FDI's operator protocol, from the initial urgent request to the final resolution of the incident, was engineered for maximum efficiency and, above all, for agent safety and mission success. The FDI's ability to robustly support its agents no matter where they were in the world or how dire their circumstances acted as a significant force multiplier. Xavier Skinner understood this fundamental truth profoundly. The quiet, dedicated professionals within the operator program ensured this critical capability remained sharp and responsive. The date, May 21st, 2025, marked yet another day of their silent, diligent, and vitally important work in the shadows.
In our line of work, precision and quick thinking can make the difference between success and failure in the field.
Hey, newbie's starting today, right?
Yeah, heard she's got a weird accent or something.
Okay, Sarah, you've got this. Just be professional. Oh, Operator Woods speaking.
Good morning, Operator Woods. I'm Supervisor Skinner, your new supervisor. Welcome to the FDI.
Good morning, sir. Thank you. I'm excited to be here.
I'm sure you are. Let's get you up to speed on how our operator program works, shall we?
Yes, sir. I'm ready to learn.
The call goes to our secretary first. They verify the agent's identity and the nature of the request. This is crucial for security and efficient routing.
I see. And then the call comes to us?
Not quite. After verification, the call is forwarded to a supervisor. In this case, that would be me. My job is to dispatch the call to an appropriate or available operator. Now, let me explain how helping with a technical request works. It could be anything from fact-checking to audio analysis use, video analysis, laboratory work, evidence collaboration.
Anything, sir. I thought it would be mostly data analysis.
It's far more than that. Let me give you some examples. You might be asked to fact-check information for an agent in the field, or analyze audio files for hidden messages or background noises that could provide crucial intel. Video analysis is another critical skill. You might need to enhance footage, identify individuals, or spot anomalies.
Oh, that's quite a lot to handle, sir. I hope I'm up to the task.
You wouldn't be here if you weren't capable, Woods, but there's more. You'll also coordinate with our lab for evidence analysis, and sometimes you'll need to help agents navigate unfamiliar territories using our advanced mapping systems.
I see. It's a lot more than I expected. The responsibility is enormous.
It is, but remember, Woods, you're not just handling calls. You're the lifeline for our agents in the field. Your quick thinking and accurate information can make the difference between mission success and failure.
Don't worry, Rookie. We've all been where you are. You'll get the hang of it.
And thanks, I hope so.
Woods, this is a level 1 priority call. Are you ready?
What? I don't know if I'm...
You have to be ready, Woods. An agent's life could be at stake. Take the call.
Okay, I'm ready. Sir, may I ask, are there other departments we work with?
Excellent question, Woods. Let me break down our organizational structure for you. We have several key departments. Let's start with the core of our operations. We have cybersecurity, constantly monitoring and defending our digital infrastructure. Then there's IT, keeping our systems running smoothly. Research and development creates new tools for our field agents.
That's quite a lot to keep track of.
Our logistics department ensures our agents have everything they need, when and where they need it, indeed. And that's not all. We also have departments for international liaison and training. Our training department ensures every agent is prepared for any situation they might face in the field.
Interconnect, right, like a giant, terrifying puzzle.
We have a situation, cyber attack on our main server. Woods, I need you to liaise with cybersecurity and relay information to our field agents.
What? But I don't know how to...
No time for doubts. Act now.
Woods, the firewall protocols. Remember your training.
I can't remember. It's all too much.
Stand down, everyone. It was just a drill.
Skinner, a word in my office, now.
Well, if that was just a drill, I can't wait for the real thing. Might actually be less stressful.
I'm not cut out for this. I can't do it. Maybe I should have stuck to tech support. At least there, crashing systems don't risk lives.
Woods, are you still there?
Yes, sir, I'm here. I don't know if I can do this.
Listen to me, Woods. Every operator starts where you are now. Your training has prepared you well.
But the drill, I froze up. I couldn't remember anything.
That's why we have drills, to learn from our mistakes in a safe environment.
I suppose you're right, sir.
Woods, this is it. A real call, priority 1. Are you ready?
What now? I don't...
No time for doubt. Trust your instincts, Woods. Answer the call.
This is Operator Woods. Go ahead.
This is Agent Carter. I need immediate assistance. My cover's been compromised.
Understood, Agent Carter. What's your location?
Huff Huff downtown near the old factory district. I'm being pursued. Huff Huff.
I've got your location. There's an alley coming up on your left in about 50 meters. Take it.
Got it. What then?
At the end of the alley, there's a maintenance door. The code is 5729. It'll lead you to the subway tunnels.
Huff Huff, I see it. Inputting code now. Huff Huff. I'm in. Thank you, Operator Woods. You may have just saved my life.
Just doing my job, Agent Carter. Stay safe.
Excellent work, Woods. You handled that like a seasoned pro.
I did, didn't I? It all just clicked.
That's what happens when you trust your training and your instincts. Welcome to the team, Operator Woods.
Thank you, sir. I'm ready for whatever comes next.
Good, because in this job you never know what's coming next.
Bring it on.
Howdy, partners! Meet the FDI more than just initials. Well, howdy there, folks. Cassie Ford here. And let me tell you, I am thrilled to be talking about something near and dear to my heart, federal matters. Today, we're diving deep into the Federal Department of Intelligence, or FDI. The FDI is a cornerstone of our nation's safety. They're not your local neighborhood watch. They're the folks peering into the dark corners so you and I can enjoy the sunshine. They stand as a shield, protecting us from threats we might not even know exist. They are the vigilant eyes and ears. So let's take a peek behind the curtain and explore how they do what they do. Untangling the web. How the FDI is put together. The FDI is a highly structured entity. Think of it like a well-crafted saddle. Each department is a critical piece of the puzzle. Coordination is key. The FDI has a clear hierarchy, and at the top, the director. The head honcho director, Michael Trench, takes the reins. So, who is this distinguished individual entrusted with leading the FDI? The captain of this critically important ship? His name is Michael Trench, Director Michael Trench, to give him his proper due. Now, this isn't some fella who just won a prize and ended up in the director's chair. Not by a long shot. You don't get to lead an organization like the FDI without a serious track record. He's got the credentials. He's got the background. He's seen more than a few sunrises over tense situations. You can bet on that. He's what you'd call a seasoned professional, through and through. From everything I've gathered, Director Trench isn't one for grandstanding or seeking the limelight. He's a man focused on the mission, on getting results. He believes passionately in what the FDI stands for. He understands the profound responsibility that rests not only on his shoulders, but on every single employee within the department. He's known for maintaining a calm and collected presence, even when the pressure is immense. Which, let's be frank, in the realm of federal intelligence, is probably a daily occurrence. He's the steady hand on the tiller, guiding the agency forward. If you were to ask about his leadership philosophy, you'd find it's built on some solid common sense principles. First and foremost, trust in his team. He knows that an organization as complex as the FDI relies on the expertise and dedication of its people. He empowers them to do their jobs. He expects unwavering professionalism and absolute integrity. And he cultivates an atmosphere of relentless pursuit, not just of criminals or threats, but also of excellence and innovation. He's not afraid to embrace new methods and technologies if they can help the FDI achieve its goals more effectively. Before ascending to the top position, Director Trench served in various capacities within the intelligence community. He's not just an administrator, he's someone who understands the operational realities from the ground up. He knows the challenges that agents face in the field and the meticulous work required by analysts. This kind of hands-on experience is invaluable. It builds credibility and fosters a deep connection with the rank and file. It ensures that the leadership understands the heart and soul of the agency, and that makes him a respected leader for a very demanding role. Steering the ship, what Director Trench actually does. Director Trench sets the strategic direction of the Federal Department of Intelligence. He determines priorities, allocates resources, and addresses emerging threats. He interfaces with key government agencies and provides high-level briefings. His leadership impacts the entire FDI, ensuring every section operates in harmony. Director Trench's vision and values set the tone for the organization. His emphasis on innovation paves the way for initiatives like the Operator Program. Now, every good outfit, every organization worth its salt, usually has a motto. For the Federal Department of Intelligence, that motto is the truth we seek. Simple words, ain't they? Just 4 of them. But let me tell you, there's a whole lot of meaning packed into that short phrase. It's the compass that guides every single thing they do. It's the heart and soul of the FDI. The truth that uncovers plots, the truth that identifies who's behind a crime, The truth that can stop bad things from happening before they even start. The truth we seek isn't just a motto, it's a promise. A promise the men and women of the FDI strive to uphold every single day they put on their badges. It's what makes them tick. Alright, so we've got this powerful motto, the truth we seek. Sounds real noble, and it is. But how does that translate into action? Well, one of the most fundamental ways is through solving crimes. This is where the rubber really hits the road, folks. Or maybe where the boots hit the pavement, as they say. It's not always flashy like you see in the movies. A lot of it is hard, painstaking work. It takes a special kind of dedication to stare into the darker aspects of human behavior day in and day out, all in the name of finding that truth and delivering justice. Now, the FDI, they aren't typically handling your fender benders or your noisy neighbor disputes. Bless the local police for taking care of that. The FDI usually gets involved in the real complex stuff, the big cases. We're talking about federal crimes, things that might span across multiple states or even have international connections. Think organized crime rings, sophisticated financial fraud, major smuggling operations, or threats against national security. These are the kinds of tangled webs they're tasked with unraveling. It's a heavy lift, requiring a lot of resources and expertise. And let me tell you, the process of solving these crimes is a marathon, not a sprint. It's about meticulous evidence collection. It's about interviewing countless individuals, some cooperative, some not so much. It's about piecing together tiny fragments of information that, on their own, might not mean much. But when put together by a skilled investigator, they can paint a clear picture of what happened and who was responsible. It's like assembling the world's most complicated jigsaw puzzle, often with half the pieces missing and no picture on the box to guide you. But when they do crack a case, when their relentless pursuit of truth leads to an arrest, a conviction, well, that's a powerful moment. It means justice for victims. It means holding folks accountable for their actions. It means upholding the rule of law, which is the bedrock of our free society. Every crime solved is a testament to their commitment to that motto. It's a direct result of their unwavering dedication. It's a fundamental part of why the FDI exists, to seek the truth, find it, and ensure justice is served. That's a job worth doing. When we talk about solving these complex crimes, the detective work itself is really something special. It's more than just a job. It's a craft. It takes a particular kind of mind, one that's curious, analytical, and incredibly patient. You need folks who can see the patterns that others miss, who can connect dots that seem miles apart. While a good gut instinct, honed by years of experience, certainly plays a role, FDI detective work is built on a foundation of methodical procedure and sharp, critical thinking. It's a demanding skill set, no doubt about it. And these days, an FDI detective's toolkit is a fascinating blend of the old and the new. They still rely on good, old-fashioned shoe leather investigation, talking to people, observing, being out in the world. There's no substitute for that human element for looking someone in the eye, but alongside that, they've got access to some truly advanced technology. We're talking sophisticated forensic labs that can pull a single hair and tell you a whole story. We're talking data analysis tools that can sift through mountains of digital information in the blink of an eye. It's magnifying glass meets microchip. A huge part of their detective work is the analytical heavy lifting. Imagine the sheer volume of information they might encounter in a major federal case. Financial transactions, communication records, surveillance footage, witness testimonies. It can be overwhelming. The FDI's detectives and analysts are experts at sifting through this data deluge. They're trained to spot anomalies, to identify crucial links, to find that one critical piece of evidence, that needle in a haystack that can break a case wide open. It's like being a digital archaeologist, carefully uncovering buried truths. But it's not all just about data and technology. Understanding people is still at the heart of detective work. Why did someone commit this crime? What was their motivation? What are their weaknesses? FDI agents often have to delve into the complexities of human psychology to really understand a case. This insight can be crucial for developing interview strategies, predicting a suspect's next move, or even understanding the dynamics within a criminal organization. It's this combination of technical skill and human understanding that makes FDI detectives so effective in their pursuit of truth. Section 4. Looking forward. The crucial role of preemptive action. Now, solving crimes after they've happened is absolutely vital. It brings justice, it brings closure. But what if you could stop some of those crimes from ever occurring in the first place? That, my friends, is where preemptive investigation comes into play. And it's an increasingly important part of what the Federal Department of Intelligence does. Because as the old saying goes, an ounce of prevention is worth a whole pound of cure. If you can see trouble brewing on the horizon, it makes a whole lot of sense to try and head it off at the pass. So, what exactly do we mean by preemptive investigation? Well, it's about being proactive rather than just reactive. It means the FDI is working to identify potential threats before they can fully materialize. This could involve gathering intelligence on groups or individuals who are actively planning to commit serious federal crimes or acts that threaten our national security. It's like being a weather forecaster, but instead of predicting rain, they're trying to predict and prevent deliberate harm. It's about seeing the warning signs and taking action before the storm hits. Of course, this kind of preemptive work comes with its own set of serious challenges. It's a very delicate balancing act. The FDI has to operate strictly within the bounds of the law and with full respect for civil liberties. You can't just go around accusing folks based on a hunch. Preemptive actions must be based on credible intelligence and legitimate threats. It requires incredible skill, sound judgment, and rigorous oversight to ensure they get it right. Protecting the nation while also protecting our rights, that's a tightrope they walk every single day. But the value of successful preemptive action, it's immeasurable. Think about it. Every plot they disrupt, every attack they prevent, those are crimes that do not make the headlines. Those are lives that are not tragically altered. Those are communities that remain safe. This is often the unseen, unsung work of the FDI. You don't always hear about the disasters that were averted. But this commitment to looking ahead, to identifying and neutralizing threats before they strike, is a cornerstone of their mission to protect this country. It's true guardianship. Section 5. Building walls before the storm. The FDI's dedication to prevention. The FDI is deeply dedicated to prevention, creating an environment where threats struggle to take root. It's like building stronger levees before hurricane season. This proactive mindset ensures long-term safety and security. Sharing intelligence and identifying vulnerabilities are key. The truth they seek helps prevent harm before it happens. Their commitment to prevention is a testament to their professionalism. It's a tough job, often done in the shadows, but it makes a real difference. Well, howdy again, folks. Cassie Ford back with you. The FDI's core mission is finding the truth. Let's talk about their tools. Technology is now essential. It's like a rancher with a new tractor. It's crucial for daily operations. They face digital threats. They need tech to keep pace. Director French ensures tech delivers results. It's all about efficiency and safety. Advanced tech helps them find the truth. Buckle up, folks, for a peek into the FDI's high-tech toolkit. Section 2, A Picture's Worth 1,000 Clues, Unmasking with Still Images. Now let's start our technological tour with something that seems fairly straightforward, a photograph. We all take them constantly with our phones, we share them with family and friends, we post them online. But in the skilled hands of the Federal Department of Intelligence, a single, unassuming picture can transform into an absolute treasure trove of vital information. They possess sophisticated technology that can analyze these still images with a level of precision that would astound you. We're talking about advanced facial recognition software here, folks. The kind that can take a face captured in a photo, perhaps from a blurry convenience store security camera, an anonymous social media profile, or even an old vacation snapshot, and meticulously compare it against extensive, secure, and lawfully accessed databases of known individuals. It's like having a digital lineup, but one that operates at lightning speed and often with a higher degree of accuracy. This capability is a genuine game changer for swiftly identifying suspects, locating missing persons, or even identifying victims. And it's not just about perfectly lit studio-quality portraits either. Let's be honest, the bad guys and gals rarely pause their nefarious activities to pose for a clear, well-composed headshot, do they? Of course not. So this identification technology has to be incredibly smart and adaptable. It can often produce remarkable results, even when working with images that are partially obscured by a hat or sunglasses, captured from awkward or unusual angles, or suffering from low resolution and poor lighting conditions. The complex algorithms underpinning these systems are specifically designed to pick out unique, stable facial features, those subtle anthropological markers like the distance between the eyes, the shape of the nose, or the curve of the jawline, the kind of minute characteristics that make each and every one of us visually distinct. It's an incredibly powerful tool, consistently helping to put a name to a previously unknown face when investigators might only have a fleeting, imperfect glimpse captured in a single, solitary frame. This undoubtedly helps bring more folks to justice. But hold on. Identifying a person of interest isn't solely about analyzing their face, as crucial as that is. Oh no, the FDI's advanced image analysis technology looks much deeper than just surface features. These systems can meticulously analyze clothing depicted in a photograph, searching for specific or unusual brands, distinctive logos, unique patterns, or even uncommon items of apparel that might potentially link an individual to a particular crime scene or connect them to other known associates or organizations. Furthermore, the software can thoroughly examine the backgrounds of photographs for telltale environmental clues, recognizable landmarks, unique architectural features, specific types of vehicles, even the species of plants or trees visible, all of which can assist investigators in pinpointing a geographical location or establishing a more precise time frame for when the photo was taken. Every single pixel can potentially hold a vital secret. It's akin to a highly specialized form of digital forensics, where every minute detail within a photograph is painstakingly scrutinized for its potential intelligence value. Of course, with such immense technological power comes an equally immense responsibility, as the old saying wisely reminds us. And the leadership and personnel at the FDI are acutely aware of this solemn obligation. There are strict, comprehensive protocols and robust ethical guidelines firmly in place, rigorously governing the use of this kind of powerful identification technology. It is most certainly not deployed willy-nilly or for frivolous purposes. It is a tool reserved for serious, legitimate investigations, always wielded with the ultimate aim of seeking the unvarnished truth and steadfastly upholding the rule of law. The fundamental goal here is to significantly enhance the capabilities of their dedicated human agents, providing them with valuable leads and corroborating evidence, not to somehow replace their critical thinking, experience, or sound judgment. It's a powerful, indispensable assistant in the relentless quest for justice, helping to make better sense of our increasingly visual world. Section 3. Motion Capture. Following the trail through video evidence. Still photographs are useful, but what about when the subject is on the move? Video analysis steps in, presenting unique challenges and opportunities. The Federal Department of Intelligence handles vast amounts of video footage daily. CCTV cameras, body-worn cameras, dash cams, and social media videos create a tidal wave of data. Analyzing this footage can reveal crucial evidence, like a person's gait or behavior patterns. Advanced software helps sift through this data, identifying faces, objects, and activities. This technology enhances human capabilities, allowing for real-time analysis and faster responses. It's all about working smarter, leveraging technology to stay ahead of threats. Section 4. The unblinking gaze. Real-time identification from live feeds. Taking video analysis further, let's discuss processing live footage. The Federal Department of Intelligence can ethically tap into live feeds from various sources. This includes drones, fixed cameras, and public safety networks, providing real-time situational awareness. This technology helps field operatives make informed decisions, ensuring safety and effective threat neutralization. It's a vital tool for protecting the public and agents, showcasing the value of the FDI's operator program. Section 5. Code and Cognition. The human touch in a world of algorithms. Despite the rise of sophisticated algorithms and AI, the human element remains crucial at the Federal Department of Intelligence. These tools are designed to assist and enhance the capabilities of skilled analysts. Human judgment, experience, and ethical considerations are irreplaceable. Advanced algorithms flag potential matches, but human analysts verify and interpret them. The FDI invests heavily in training to use these tools responsibly and effectively. It's a synergy between sophisticated code and human cognition. This partnership ensures the pursuit of justice and the protection of the innocent. Well, howdy there, partners. Cassie Ford back at the microphone. Today, we're diving into the world of cyberspace. It's a vast, invisible network connecting us all, but it's also full of hidden dangers and new threats. The FDI is on the front lines, keeping it safe. It's a constant battle against digital threats. Ensuring national security means ensuring cybersecurity. Let's talk about phishing, a sneaky type of cyber attack. Phishing is all about deception. Cyber tricksters send fake emails or texts to steal your personal information. They create fake websites that look real to trick you. Be cautious and double-check email addresses and links. Never give out personal information unless you're sure it's legitimate. Stay informed and skeptical to protect yourself from phishing. Phishing is a big problem, but it's just one weapon in the arsenal of cyber outlaws. The FDI's cybersecurity department works to prevent even more disruptive attacks like DDoS. Hackers flood a website with junk traffic, making it unusable. Imagine 1,000 uninvited guests crowding into a small diner. The FDI is proactive, gathering threat intelligence and monitoring the digital landscape. They collaborate with federal agencies, law enforcement, and private sector partners. It takes a coordinated effort to defend against cyber threats, building a united front against a common enemy. Section 4. The brains behind the bytes, research, and development in cybersecurity. Cyber threats are ever-changing, like a fast-moving river. The FDI's R&D teams work tirelessly to stay ahead. They develop cutting-edge algorithms, explore AI, and build resilient networks. These brilliant minds are the unsung heroes, ensuring our digital shield is always strong. Their work is essential to national security, keeping us safe in the digital age. Section 5. Cyber Sleuths in Action, Investigating and Neutralizing Digital Threats. Despite best efforts, sophisticated cyber attacks can breach defenses. That's when the investigative arm of cybersecurity kicks in. Cyber sleuths meticulously examine compromised systems looking for digital fingerprints. They piece together events, identify vulnerabilities, and recover stolen data. The international nature of cybercrime makes this work challenging, but the FDI's cybersecurity teams have had remarkable successes. They've dismantled major cybercriminal organizations and protected critical infrastructure. The FDI's cybersecurity department works tirelessly to keep us safe. Well, howdy again, folks. Cassie Ford here, still talking FDI. We've seen their amazing technology, real cutting-edge stuff, truly, powerful tools for finding truth. But even the smartest machine needs a smart human behind it. Technology alone just isn't enough. It needs that crucial human element. You just can't beat good people, especially in this line of work. Now, these machines, they don't have hunches. They don't have that gut feeling, that feeling a seasoned agent gets. Computers can process data incredibly fast, but they can't replicate human intuition or the wisdom that comes from experience. That's where the FDI's people come in. Dedicated folks with sharp minds, they make sense of what the tech shows. They are the real intelligence. So the FDI has very special teams. Their whole job is to run this tech, to interpret all that complex data. They are the bridge, you see, connecting the digital world to the agents out in the real world. They turn raw information into action. Action that can save lives, folks, or solve a really tough case. This is a vital, vital role. Today we're going to meet two of these folks. Supervisor Xavier Skinner, a true leader, and operator Evan Tanner, a tech maestro. They exemplify this human-in-the-loop idea. Their work is absolutely essential to fulfilling the FDI's critical mission. They help find the truth we seek. So let's get to know them better. This is where the rubber meets the digital road. First up, let me introduce a real leader, Xavier Skinner. He's a supervisor at the FDI, overseeing critical operations.
Now, Supervisor Skinner wasn't always behind a desk. He's got street smarts, worked his way up the ladder. He's been out in the field himself, knows the dangers agents face.
His main job now is to guide his team of skilled operators. He ensures they follow all procedures and makes the hard calls. Supervisor Skinner is known for his calm demeanor, but he's also incredibly exacting. He expects the best from himself and his team. His focus is on mission success and keeping his agents safe.
All units in Sector Gamma, be advised. Target is male, red baseball cap. Approaching the fountain, heading south. Proceed with caution, establish containment.
His experience guides the tactical response, turning Tanner's intel into effective action. It's a seamless handover of information. This kind of teamwork requires immense trust. Skinner has to trust Tanner's eyes, trust his ability to spot the critical details. And Tanner has to trust Skinner's judgment, trust his decisions under high pressure. Their communication must be flawless. All right, now let's meet one of those skilled operators, Evan Tanner. He's a whiz with FDI technology, the eyes for the agents on the ground.
So, what does an operator like Evan Tanner do? He's immersed in the digital world. He uses advanced facial recognition software, monitors live video feeds, and sifts through data, looking for that one tiny clue that can break a case wide open.
You'd likely find Tanner in a control room, a high-tech hub of activity, multiple monitors displaying maps, video, and data streams. The pressure can be immense, folks. He has to maintain intense concentration for hours on end. To be a good operator like Evan Tanner, you need a special set of skills. Think incredibly fast, recognize patterns in an instant, and be a master at multitasking, juggling different streams of information and communicating clearly, calmly relaying vital info to agents, often when things are very hectic.
Boss, I have eyes on the target. Sector Gamma, moving towards the fountain. He's wearing a red baseball cap.
Clear, concise, and super quick. Every second counts in these situations. It's a demanding but vital job. Section 4, a symphony of skills, how Skinner and Tanner collaborate. Supervisor Xavier Skinner, the leader, and Operator Evan Tanner, the tech ace. How do these two work together? It's like a finely tuned orchestra, each playing their vital part perfectly. Their coordination is key to the success of many FDI operations. They form a powerful, effective team. One can't function fully without the other. It's a real symphony of skills. Imagine Tanner is watching a live feed. He spots a wanted suspect moving through a crowded public square. He immediately alerts Supervisor Skinner.
Boss, I have eyes on the target. Sector Gamma, moving towards the fountain. He's wearing a red baseball cap.
Clear, concise, and super quick. Every second counts in these situations. It's a partnership built on professionalism and a shared commitment to the mission. Section 5, the Unseen Sentinels, Vital Cogs in the Truth Machine. These important roles, folks, supervisor and operator, they are far more than just support staff. They are absolutely critical to the FDI. Their work connects straight back to that motto, the truth we seek. Skinner and Tanner live that motto every single shift, every single day. They are the unseen sentinels, guarding us in ways we rarely see, but their impact is truly profound. Supervisor Skinner's experienced guidance, Operator Tanner's sharp, technologically aided eyes. Together, they help uncover hidden facts. They assist in solving the toughest crimes, the ones that might otherwise go cold. They play a massive role in stopping threats, often before those threats can even materialize. Their contribution is truly immeasurable. Well, folks, it feels like we've been on quite the journey together, hasn't it? Cassie Ford here, and I reckon it's about time we start to wind this thing down. We've spent a good while peeling back the layers of the Federal Department of Intelligence. We've tried to give you more than just a fleeting glance. My hope, my sincere hope, is that you've come away with a much better feel for what these dedicated folks are all about. It's a genuinely massive operation, far more complex and far-reaching than most people probably imagine. They're not just another set of initials in the government directory. They're a vital shield for this here nation. And I, for one, am mighty impressed by what I've learned and what I've been able to share with you today. We started by getting to know the man at the top, Director Michael French. A steady hand on the tiller, that one. He's the kind of leader who inspires confidence, guiding the entire FDI with a clear vision and a whole lot of experience. We also took a gander at how the FDI is put together. It's not just a jumble of desks and departments, no sir. It's a carefully designed structure with each part playing its specific role. Like a championship rodeo team, every member knows their job and does it well, all working towards that common goal. Section 2. Bytes, Bleeps, and Brains, Technology as a Trusted Ally. Now let's talk a bit about the tools of the trade, because in this day and age, you can't fight 21st century threats with 19th century methods. The Federal Department of Intelligence has fully embraced the power of advanced technology, and they haven't done it just to have the latest shiny toys, not by a long shot. Every piece of high-tech gear, every sophisticated software program is there for a darn good reason. It's there to help them do their job better, faster, and smarter. We took a look at some truly mind-boggling capabilities, didn't we? How they can take a blurry photo or a grainy video clip and pull out vital information, using things like facial recognition to put a name to a face, or analyzing video footage to track movements and understand events as they unfolded. And then there's the real-time analysis of live feeds, giving their agents on the ground an incredible advantage. It's like having a whole team of digital lookouts constantly scanning for trouble. This technology helps them cut through the sheer volume of information out there, pinpointing the crucial details that can crack a case or identify a threat. It's powerful stuff indeed, and we can't overlook the incredible work of their cybersecurity department. Section 3. The heartbeat of the FDI, our dedicated men and women. Speaking of those dedicated men and women, let's shine a spotlight right on them. Because all the fancy technology in the world, all the impressive buildings and advanced systems, they wouldn't mean a hill of beans without the right people making it all work. The true strength of the Federal Department of Intelligence, its very heartbeat, lies in its personnel. It starts right at the top, with leaders like Director Michael French. His vision, his experience, and his unwavering commitment to the mission set the tone for the entire organization. He knows the weight of the responsibility he carries, and he entrusts his people to carry out their duties with the utmost professionalism. Then you've got folks like Supervisor Xavier Skinner, the kind of experienced leader who knows the ropes because he's climbed them himself. He's the guiding hand for the operators, the one who makes those critical decisions when the pressure is on. He understands the technology, sure, but more importantly, he understands his people. He knows how to get the best out of them, how to ensure that information flows smoothly, and how to coordinate complex operations so that everyone is working together like a well-oiled machine. His calm demeanor and sharp intellect are invaluable assets, especially when things get heated and every second counts. Section 4. More than just a job, the FDI's impact on us all. The FDI's work impacts our national security and personal safety. It touches every American's life, keeping communities safe. Their efforts prevent crimes, disrupt terrorist plots, and protect us. The FDI operates within our laws, ensuring our freedoms. Their success means we live with greater peace and security. Section 5. Cassie's last word: truth, grit, and the American way. Well, folks, this is Cassie Ford, and I reckon our time together is just about up. It has been a genuine pleasure to walk you through the workings of the Federal Department of Intelligence. I truly hope this little video journey of ours has been enlightening for you. The relentless pursuit of truth requires honesty, integrity, and grit. Those are qualities I see reflected in the work of the FDI. They truly deserve our gratitude and support. God bless every single one of them, and God bless America. This is Cassie Ford, wishing you all the best. So long for now.
Good evening. This is a Priority 1 Washington alert. The information you are about to receive is classified. It is being released under emergency protocols. I am speaking to you from a secure location within the state of Washington, USA. What I have to share is of the utmost importance to our national security. It concerns the very institution charged with protecting it. The Federal Department of Intelligence, or FDI, has been compromised. This is not a foreign attack. This is not a cyber incident from an outside actor. The threat we have discovered has been festering from within. It has been growing from the very top of our command structure. The Federal Department of Intelligence is our nation's shield. It operates from its headquarters here in Washington. Its mission is to gather, analyze, and act on intelligence to protect our interests at home and abroad. Its agents are sworn to uphold a code of loyalty, sacrifice. They work in the shadows to keep our country safe. They are the unseen guardians against threats you will never know. For decades, the FDI has stood as a bulwark against espionage and subversion. But today, we must confront a failure of that very mission. A failure that goes to the highest office in the entire department. We have confirmed a catastrophic breach of trust. The director of the Federal Department of Intelligence, Michael Trench, is a traitor. I will repeat that. Director Michael Trench has been unmasked as a mole. He has been secretly working against the interests of this nation. He has betrayed his oath, his country, and every single agent serving under his command. The man appointed to lead our intelligence efforts was, in fact, dismantling them from the inside. This is a betrayal of the highest order. It is a wound that cuts deep into the heart of our intelligence community. The implications of this discovery are staggering. Director Trench was not merely passing along low-level information. He held the keys to the kingdom. He had access to our most sensitive operations, our most valuable assets, and our most critical vulnerabilities. The full extent of the damage is still being assessed. But what we know for certain is that he was not working alone. He was an asset, a high-level mole for a mysterious and powerful organization. An organization whose influence appears to stretch across the globe. This alert is the first step in understanding how this happened and holding those responsible accountable. This breach was not uncovered by accident. It was brought to light by the courage and dedication of a few individuals within the FDI. They noticed things that were wrong. They saw patterns that did not make sense. They risked their careers and ultimately their lives to follow the truth wherever it led. The first among them was an operator known as Evan Tanner. He was a brilliant analyst, a man who saw the world in data and connections. Tanner was the first to detect the faint signals of a leak, a ghost in our machine. Working alongside Tanner were two exceptional field agents, Agent Barry Walker, Agent Catherine Andrews. Walker is a veteran investigator, known for his relentless pursuit of facts and his unshakable demeanor under pressure. Andrews is a specialist in counterintelligence, with a keen eye for human behavior and deception. Together, they formed a small, clandestine team. They began to investigate the anomalies that Tanner had flagged. They operated in secret, knowing that the source of the leak could be anyone, anywhere within the department. Their work was perilous, conducted under the very nose of the man they would eventually expose. The investigation took a dark and decisive turn. It led them to a conclusion they could barely comprehend. The evidence pointed directly to the director's office. It implicated Michael Trench himself. As they closed in on the truth, the stakes escalated dramatically. Operator Evan Tanner was killed. His death was no accident. It was a clear and brutal message. It was an attempt to silence the investigation and bury the truth forever. But it had the opposite effect. Tanner's death galvanized those who remained. It transformed suspicion into certainty and caution into a crusade for justice. This report is in many ways a testament to his final sacrifice. In the aftermath of Tanner's murder, a new and unlikely alliance was forged. Level 8 Supervisor Xavier Skinner, a man known for his fierce loyalty and unwavering dedication to the FDI, stepped out of the shadows. Devastated by the loss of one of his best operators and horrified by the betrayal, Skinner knew the system could no longer be trusted. He made a difficult choice. He reached outside the established channels. He partnered with an independent entity, a reclusive and highly skilled hacker known only by the codename Hall. Together, this supervisor and this hacker would work to finish what Evan Tanner started. They would expose the rot at the core of the FDI. The betrayal of Michael Trench is a story of personal corruption, but it is also much more than that. It is a window into the operations of an adversary unlike any we have faced before. Trench was not a lone wolf. He was a willing servant of a shadowy global organization. Our preliminary analysis indicates this group operates without borders, without allegiance to any single nation-state, without any recognizable moral compass. Its motives are not yet fully understood, but its methods are clear. It seeks to infiltrate, influence, and control the highest levels of power across the world. This organization is not a government. It is not a corporation. It appears to be a network, a consortium of powerful individuals and hidden interests. They recruit and control assets in key positions. They manipulate economies, destabilize governments, and steer global events to serve their own hidden agenda. Their reach is extensive. We have found traces of their influence in financial markets, political institutions, and intelligence agencies just like our own. They are a ghost network, operating in the seams of our interconnected world, and they can penetrate even the most secure establishments on the planet. The recruitment of a figure like Michael Trench would have been a crowning achievement for them. As the director of the FDI, he was perfectly placed to serve their interests. He could misdirect investigations, compromise our foreign assets, and feed them a steady stream of our most valuable intelligence. He could protect their operatives and sabotage our efforts to uncover their existence. The level of access he provided them is almost unimaginable. For years, the director of the Federal Department of Intelligence was simultaneously the guardian of our secrets and the instrument of our enemy's will. This is the true scale of the threat we now face. It is not just about one man's treachery. It is about the existence of a powerful, clandestine organization with the capability and the ambition to subvert our national sovereignty from within. They turned our greatest strength, the FDI, into their weapon. We must now ask ourselves, how many other institutions have they compromised? How deep does their influence run? The unmasking of Michael Trench is not the end of this story. It is the beginning of a much larger, much more dangerous conflict that has been waged in secret for far too long. The purpose of this alert, and the detailed report that will follow, is to provide a clear and unflinching account of this crisis. We believe that transparency, however painful, is the only path forward. This essay will lay out the complete timeline of events. It will detail how the initial signs of a high-level leak were first detected by operator Evan Tanner. We will walk you through the subtle data anomalies and the quiet inconsistencies in official reports that first caught his attention. It is a story of meticulous and dangerous detective work conducted right under the roof of the FDI. This report will then detail the investigation carried out by Agent Barry Walker and Agent Catherine Andrews. It will explain the specific steps they took to verify Tanner's suspicions. You will learn about the secret meetings they held, the risks they took, and the evidence they slowly pieced together. We will present the key incidents and data points that transformed a vague suspicion into a concrete investigation. You will see how the friction and paranoia grew within the department as their inquiry began to point toward the unthinkable, that the traitor was one of their own at the very highest level. Furthermore, this report will not shy away from the darkest moments of this affair. We will describe the shockwave that went through the small investigative team when the evidence pointed conclusively to Director Michael Trench. We will recount the tragic events that led to the death of Evan Tanner and the immediate, chilling fallout from his murder. This section will show how his death, intended to be a warning, instead became a catalyst. It intensified the resolve of Supervisor Xavier Skinner and provided the moral imperative for him to take extraordinary measures to ensure the truth came out. Finally, we will outline the unprecedented collaboration between Supervisor Skinner and the hacker known as Hall. This report will detail the technical methods they employed to bypass the compromised systems within the FDI. It will reveal the digital breadcrumbs and encrypted communications they uncovered, creating an undeniable link between Trench and the mysterious organization. We will expose the full scope of his betrayal. This is a story of failure and betrayal, but it is also a story of dedication and resolve. It is the story of how a few good people fought back against the darkness that had infected their home. Stay tuned. The story of this betrayal begins not with a bang, but with a whisper. It started deep within the FDI's vast digital archives, a place of silent, flowing information. Here, trillions of data points are collected, sorted, and analyzed every single day. For years, the system had run with near-perfect efficiency, a testament to the department's technological prowess. But then, small things began to go wrong. An operational report from a foreign station would arrive with a corrupted timestamp, off by mere milliseconds. A secure data packet, one of millions, would be flagged for a routing error that seemingly corrected itself. These were tiny, almost imperceptible anomalies, easily dismissed as digital noise in an ocean of information. These minor glitches were logged automatically by the system, as they were designed to be. They were reviewed by low-level technicians who, following protocol, classified them as non-critical system fluctuations. No single incident was significant enough to warrant a second look. They were the digital equivalent of dust motes dancing in a sunbeam, present but meaningless to the casual observer. The system itself was so complex, so vast, that a certain margin of error was expected. The department's top engineers had assured leadership that these were simply the ghosts that haunt any machine of this scale, random events without pattern or purpose. For months, they were ignored by almost everyone. But the anomalies persisted. They did not escalate, nor did they disappear. They maintained a steady, low-level hum of imperfection. A a sensitive file might be accessed for a nanosecond longer than the query required. A keyword search on a high-value target might return a single, unrelated result before delivering the correct information. Each event, on its own, was inconsequential, but taken together, they formed a faint, almost invisible constellation of errors. It was a pattern so subtle that it could only be seen by someone who was not just looking at the data, but listening to its rhythm, feeling its pulse, and searching for the slightest arrhythmia. This was the environment of quiet, creeping doubt into which Operator Evan Tanner would soon step. The department continued its vital work, unaware that its own foundations were being subtly probed and tested. The security of the nation was being guarded by a system that had a flaw, a tiny crack in its armor. The ghost in the machine was not a ghost at all. It was a footprint, a digital breadcrumb left by an intruder who was not breaking in from the outside, but was already walking the halls. The first ripple had been created, and the calm surface of the FDI's confidence was about to be broken.